What is up, everyone? Master Fox here today, and I'm bringing you the long-awaited Nekroz of Lightsworn deck profile. So I think I've settled on a build that is very stable and consistent, and so it's suitable for use as is here. Although I think there's still a couple cards that I'm kind of unsure about, the deck overall still runs very well. So let's get into the deck itself. So I'm running 3 Judgment Dragon, obviously, as this is a Lightsworn deck too. 2 Curry Bandit. This was the card that I'm kind of iffy about. I'm thinking about either Curry Bandit or running either Manjus or Senjus in here. I chose Curry Bandit over Manjus and Senjus because Curry Bandit kind of facilitates both aspects of the deck. It allows you to mill cards as well as to grab your ritual spells or your Lightsworn spell cards. So it has that advantage over the Manju and the Senju. And plus, you can always use Brionac, Clausulus, and Herald of the Arclight to search anyways, so Curry Bandit offers something that neither Manju or Senju can offer. And I'm running 3 Luminas, 2 Leelas, 3 Raidens, 1 Minerva, 1 Garath, 1 Felis, and 1 Aaron for the Lightsworn monsters. So I chose to run a bunch of single Lightsworn monsters because I'm running JD, so I need a lot more names. And then these 8 are the standard. Lumina, Lila, and Raiden are basically the standard Lightsworn engine. And I'm running 2 Shuri for your tribute fodder for your ritual summons. 1 Djinn because we can actually Djinn lock in this deck pretty easily. 2 Brionacs, 1 Clausulus, 1 Trishula, 3 Unicorn, 2 Valkyris. And that's it for the Nekroz part of the deck. So we're only running 9 Nekroz monsters, and that's essentially all we really need. Valkyris is actually really good in the deck, and I really want to be able to run him at 3 because I think that he offers the protection that both sides of the deck needs. Nekroz really need Valkyris to stop attacks on open fields, and Lightsworn really need the same thing as well. Because if you can protect a Lumina with Valkyris, that basically ensures that you have 2 turns worth of milling or at least a second special summon off of Lumina, which is really good. And it allows the deck to have a searchable Battle Fader essentially. Whereas in the past in Lightsworn decks you kind of relied on cards like Necrogardna. So Valkyris is a really, really good card for both aspects of the deck. I might even bump it up to 41 and run 3 Valkyris, to be honest. And we're running 2 charge, and then we're running the standard 6 ritual spell lineup for Nekroz. I was kind of considering as to what ratios I should run these cards in exactly. I was thinking of maybe dropping 1 mirror and then running 3 cycle or 3 kaleidoscope. But in the end I decided to run 2 of each just because all of them offer their own form of utility, and so I wanted to be able to access all of them equally. The only one that I might run more than the others and then maybe bump these up to 7 total is Kaleidoscope, just because you want to get the Unicorn off really fast, and you get some pluses off of Herald too with it, so it's a really powerful card. Cycle is really good in this deck because you might end up milling a lot of your ritual monsters that you want to summon, and obviously Mirror is really good because you're milling a lot of your ritual monsters into the graveyard where you can actually banish them to summon ritual monsters from your hand. And then we're running 3 Solar Recharge for the Lightsworn draw power. And then let's take a look at the extra deck. So we're running 2 Herald of the Arclight, Goyo Guardian, Michael, Black Rose Dragon, Stardust Dragon, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, Leo, Star Eater, 5 God Dragon, Castel, Exiton Knight, Lavalval Chain, 101, and Gaga Cowboy. So obviously we're running the 5 God Dragon swag for that Valk Unicorn double summon play off Kaleidoscope. And then just some tech choices here. You can run Stardust Spark Dragon here. He has more synergy with Judgment Dragon than Stardust Dragon does, but I just prefer Stardust Dragon. And then here you could probably replace him with any other level 8 Synchro or anything like that. I just find his raw attack power and his effect has a lot of utility for this deck, especially when you need to push for some damage, so I put him in here. And then some other cards I was considering, as I mentioned before, were the 2 Ritual Searchers, Manju and Senju, in place of Curry Bandit. You guys can try that if you want. I experimented a lot with it, but I ended up preferring Curry Bandit. You can also run Rhoda just to search for things like Clauselus and maybe your Lightsworn monsters, although I wouldn't recommend it. I tried it and I didn't really like it. I was also thinking about cards to out things like the Dijin Lock, like Raigeki and Dark Hole and such, but these might actually be useful on the side just to out the Dijin Lock. Gungnir, at first I was running her, but then I realized that there's not much that she really offers to the deck that it can't procure on its own already, because her spot removal is really good, but you can do that with Michael or anything from the extra deck, and you have Trishula and Judgment Dragon in the main deck for that. And then these would be the standard Necros sides, like the Fire Hand, Ice Hand, and the Denko Sekka. I'm not sure where their place would be in the main deck. It's probably not at all. They would be relegated to the side deck, and if even that. I'm not sure how I would side for this deck, to be honest, because it requires a lot of space in the main deck, and siding out certain cards will alter the strategy dramatically. And then here the two books are obviously to out the Jin Lock. So overall, the deck is really cool because it offers you aspects of both decks without completely hindering the other's strategy. The Milling of the Lightsworn allows you to access the ritual spells because you can search off of them if you get blown out, which usually is what will happen. If you summon a Raiden and then you mill 2 and then you mill 2 in the end phase, you have 4 in the graveyard, you're likely to hit a ritual spell and maybe another Necros monster. And then next turn, when your Raiden gets blown off the field by your opponent, you can banish one and then search for the spell that you need and then get your plays going. And then you can always go for the Dijin Lock really easily because you can go for Unicorn and then you can summon like Raiden and get your mills or something like that. And then you can overlay into Lavalval Chain, and then you can get your Necros Cycle because you're going to be searching that off of your Herald of Arclight, which you use to summon your Unicorn. And then you send the Dijin Necros Cycle for Clauselus, and there you go, you got the Dijin Lock. And the deck itself has just one inherent out to the Dijin Lock as well, which is Arin, which is why I run Arin, because she's searchable and allows you to out the Dijin Lock by just attacking Clauselus and shuffling him back to the deck. But overall, the deck is actually really cool because it allows you to play both aspects, and this is the only deck that runs every single type of monster card, but meaning you have Ritual, XYZ, Fusion, and Synchro. No normal monsters, but that's okay. Normal monsters mostly kind of suck anyways. But yeah, this deck is really cool. There's still some improvements obviously to be made, but as it is right now, it has a ton of searchability. It's really fast, and then you can drop Trishula and then drop Judgment Dragon, and that's already like 5,700 damage on board, and your opponent has a hard time recovering from it since you get to hit their hand with Trishula. So that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Tell me what you guys think in the comments section down below. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and that's it for this video. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you.